What is your checklist look like from experience, things that have gone wrong? Just a list I have put together that I do every year. We say this because this has happened to us. This is our third refrigerator.
Yes, it is.
Do want to make sure it's working. Very similar no matter what RV you have. It is that time of the season. It is time to dewinterize. Many of you asked us, what is our process for dewinterizing? We haven't done a video per se on that whole process. This video is not going to be that whole process, but we're going to give you some major things you should hit when you dewinterize your RV. This is a lot of information condensed into a short video. A lot of things we talk about, we're going to reference other videos that go in depth into what we're talking about in this video. If you like videos like this, these informative videos, take a moment, make sure you subscribe, notification bells on, that way you get notified when these important videos come out. So the first big thing when we do dewinterize, and again, this is our process and this is not everything we do, but this is our major things we do. First thing is going to be, we are going to sanitize the freshwater system and we're going to check for any leaks in the freshwater system. We did a full detailed video on how to sanitize our freshwater system. It will be very similar no matter what RV you have. We'll link that up above. It's a much older video, and you're going to find some entertainment because
it's probably
the video quality
bad.
is way different. So how we do it on ours, and you can see, I already did dewinterize and sanitize, but I had to run pink through it again because we weren't supposed to go below freezing. Now they're going to say it's going to be 28 degrees in the next couple of days. But this has been sanitized already. So what we're going to do, and this is how it is in our motorhome, is that this is our siphoning tube. What we're going to do is fill the freshwater tank, which is right over here. We'll fill that through the freshwater fill in our wet bay, which is to my right. I'm then going to take a measuring cup and I'm going to put, I'm doing it old school, 1/4 cup of bleach per 15 gallons in your freshwater tank. What I do is 1 1/4 cup total for that 75-gallon tank. I'm going to fill that tank first. I'm then going to siphon all that bleach into the freshwater tank. I'm going to run that smelly bleach water through everything. So the outdoor shower, the inside in the kitchen. I'm going to do it in the shower inside as well as the sink in the bathroom. Anywhere where there's water, you're going to run it till the pink is gone, it's clear, and you smell the bleach. Once you run that bleach solution water through any of the lines that you want sanitized, you're going to let that sit in the lines and in that freshwater tank for a minimum of 8 hours, although it's recommended 12 to 24 hours. You don't want to leave it for more than that. You don't want to leave it for less than that. After that's all done, you are going to drain the freshwater tank, because remember it has that bleach water in. You're going to hook up your freshwater hose from a freshwater source, and you're going to run all of your lines. So your outdoor shower, your sink inside, your kitchen sink, your bathroom sink, your shower, your toilet, if you have a dishwasher, washer, dryer, ice maker, run everything. Keep running it until you don't smell bleach anymore. Now, if you want to dewinterize your freshwater system and you're not sanitizing, you can cut out all of that bleach or any other product. Bleach is not the only one. They do make specific, I know Camco and some other companies make specific freshwater system sanitizing products. You can use them. They're much more expensive, but they work just fine. If you want to avoid all of that, you just run your freshwater hose into your freshwater hookup and just keep running water through everything until you don't see any more of the pink stuff. There's no foam in the water. It doesn't smell anymore. Now, after you're done flushing that freshwater system, whether you sanitize it or not, I would strongly suggest that you check for any leaks. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can run water through the system like I told you earlier, and you could try to find where leaks are. I did find a little leak. It was right behind here. There is a elbow in here. And the threading, they used like I don't even know what it is. They didn't use Teflon tape. It was almost like a plumber's glue on there. It's just a little drop coming out. Removed everything, cleaned it up, Teflon tape, it's good to go. But there's a lot of plumbing running through your RV, so you don't want to find leaks later on. You want to check under your sinks as much as you can. If you want almost a foolproof way to find if there is a leak and then you have to go find where that leak is doing an air test. And this is a little device that I made with the help of some people online. And the main thing on here is it's called the R&B test plug. And if you look at this, it extends a little bit and this will go into where your freshwater hookup is and push that check valve. So what you do is I will screw this in, make sure there's no air coming out. And then if you look at the other side, I do have a PSI gauge. I do have a little valve here, and then this area right here is where I would hook up to pump air. Once this device is screwed tightly in here, you'll screw it in. I will get my air compressor, use a chuck on the side. I will fill until this reaches about 35, 40 PSI. You don't want to do 100 PSI because you will damage your system inside. It's going to be open. Once it reaches that PSI, I'm going to close it. Make sure there are no leaks, right? You can spray with soapy water. There should be no leaks in here. After 10 minutes, wherever this is, if you stopped it at 40 PSI, it should still be at 40 PSI. If it is not at 40 PSI, you have a leak somewhere in your system. If you want more information on this plug right here, I'll put the link down below. Finally, you don't want to forget about your water heater. We do have a Truma AquaGo, so we decalcify right before we winterize for the season. So to dewinterize this, all I'm going to do is turn the valves, run water through it until everything comes out clear. If you do have a tank system, you do want to make sure you clean the inside of it out, and also check your anti-rod and see if there's any issues with that has to be replaced. The next thing we do to dewinterize our motorhome is that we give it a full exterior and interior cleaning. Now that's going to be a wash and hand wax. We do that once a year. However, if you are out on the road, you don't have access to water all the time. One of the things we do to keep our motorhome clean when we're out on the road is to sponsor this video. We use Release Cleaner. Release Cleaner is an all-in-one cleaning solution. So we have used it on the motorhome. We've used it on our cars. I used it on MJ's car. We'll show that video. That's amazing. Wheels, glass, any type of surfaces, showers. I even use it on a grease stain in my pants, on your sneakers. It works absolutely amazing. I'm going to do a live demonstration of how easy this works. You can see the motorhome is relatively clean, but you do see a dirt streak over here because we've had some storms. I'm just going to quickly spray on here the Release in the foam cannon dispenser. What's nice about Release is that the formula in Release will associate with this, and it'll just very easy to just release that dirt when I wipe it down. So I'm gonna get one more over here. And it's this simple. It works really well on the bugs. I know many of you out there, we want your feedback down below in the comments. Bugs on the front of the RV are killer and they will damage your paint. But I'm gonna show you, that's about enough time we have here. Using the microfiber towel, I'm just going to go up, over, down, and then you can see how much dirt it took off already. And this was clean, it still had dirt on it. And then I was gonna go over one more time to get a nice finish. And look at the end result in there. You can see how quickly that cleaned up. And it leaves with a nice, smooth shine, guys. What's awesome about Release is that you can do it in the foam dispenser, you can do the 32-ounce bottle, but the best solution, the most economical, is the 1 gallon concentrate, which is going to give you 80 32-ounce bottles at the strongest solution, which is a 1-part Release to 20-part water. We love it. That's what we keep on our motorhome. That's what many of you have chosen. We also have a discount code, Endless10, which is going to give you 10% off of your purchase. Any purchase over $100 is free shipping, and they are a US-based company. No sulfurs, smells, any colors in there. It works great, guys. If you want more information about Release, you want to read the reviews, go to releasecleaner.com. We'll put the link down below. We have the heat pumps on. So you're gonna,
chilly out.
Yeah, you're gonna move into the interior. You want to do a deep cleaning. You can do this before you winterize. We like to do this afterwards. That is going to include, if you have any carpets, steaming the carpets out, cleaning the glass. We like to use Release Cleaner because it does clean everything. So I'll just spray over here. Just go out, wipe whatever you have. If you do have stainless steel, want to clean the stainless steel, anything, the windows, anywhere like up above the slides, just do the deep cleaning. That way you're getting ready for the season. Next one, if so equipped, is checking your propane system. 2 things you want to do here. You want to check, make sure there's no leaks. You can do a propane leak test with a manometer if you know how to do that. Otherwise, there's plenty of videos online that will show you how to do that. We suggest get it professionally done. We had our whole system tested right before we winterized when we're out at the Newmar Service Center. We do have the certification. We recommend doing this once a year. Go down to your propane tank, make sure you have enough propane, make sure that there's no leaks by the regulator, make sure your propane detector is working. If you smell propane, there's a problem. Quick way to find leaks is a gas leak detector, or you can use soapy water. This is a fancy one, but you spray this, especially around the fittings. If there's any leaks, it will start bubbling immediately. You also want to check your appliances. So we do have a propane cooktop. I'm going to quickly check it after I turn on the propane. Does everything light up? It looks like it does. After this is all said and done, we have our heat pumps on right now, but before we go out, I will check the furnace, make sure that the furnace is working and there's heat coming through the furnace. After we check the furnace and everything associated with the propane, we don't want to check the appliances. So we do have our microwave here. Just want to check, I'm not going to run it really quick, but is it working? Yes, it is. It's turning on. You want to put some food in there to check, make sure it works. More importantly, our refrigerating. We say this because this has happened to us. This is our third refrigerator.
Yes, it is.
Do want to make sure it's working. Now, it is working. I did check it the other day. The freezer is cold. Here is a tip. We learned this last year. If it is below a certain degree, I think it's like 28 degrees or so, ambient temperature, refrigerator is not going to work. I could be wrong on the degrees, but if it goes below a certain degree, this is not going to work. So make sure that you heat up the inside of your RV before you check the refrigerator, because you're going to be scratching, but why is nothing working here? So
ask us how we know that.
Our freezer works. It is frozen in here. This works also. You could also check with just a thermometer, put it in there. You should be at the appropriate temperatures. Last one we're going to talk about that's really important is checking your AC units. Now, our heat pumps are running right now. You're going to want to disconnect from electricity, shut all the power off before you take that shroud off, and clean the fins of your RV air conditioning unit. Now, we did a full video in detail how to do this. We'll link it up above. Once everything is cleaned outside, you also want to check, I'm going to show you right here, these filters. Now, on our motorhome, it is very easy. This pops out, and then there's a filter on here. And if you take the filter, these are pretty clean, so I just cleaned them not too long ago. That's pretty good. If you look, that's what it's supposed to look like clean. That's what it looks like now. We will finish cleaning this. This is part of my checklist, but anywhere where the air, how it works in ours is where the air is sucked in is going to have those filters. So I'll pull everything out. Just have to clean them with a little bit of warm water, let them air dry, and then put them back in. Now, if you are traveling a lot, days on the road, if you have pets, these are going to get dirty more often. So make sure everything is clean. It's going to let that AC run, heat pumps run more efficiently. Those are some of the important things you want to do when you de-winterize. Those are not the only things. I actually have a huge list right here that I'll be going through to check everything off as we get ready to hit the road. Now, some of these are much more important than others. Just a list I have put together that I do every year to make sure that we are going good down the road, just from experience, things that have gone wrong. We want your feedback. What is your checklist look like? In the comments, we want you to put it down below for our viewers and our subscribers, as well as us, because that's how we all learn. If you like videos like this to the left of us, we'll put our RV DIY playlist, we'll put our RV newbie playlist, and for myself and MJ to Journey of a Lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.